Iced coffee, always. Still over 100 out here in Phoenix. Today I'm going to talk about my 5 bold predictions going into the 2023-2024 NBA season. I'm going to roll right into this. Bold prediction number 1. The James Harden trade out of Philadelphia will not happen until January.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
The current state of the Philadelphia 76ers is that they're in an all-in push for an NBA championship this year. They have an MVP in Joel Embiid, who's at the peak of his prime right now. They've built a veteran roster around him that includes PJ Tucker, Pat Bev, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre. They've got a budding star in point guard Tyrese Maxey. However, a huge part of that chips all-in push was James Harden. They gave up a lot to get Harden, and he was supposed to fill in that number 2 role right beside Joel Embiid. Now, obviously, Harden doesn't want to be there anymore, and I do think Philadelphia would like to get rid of Harden as fast as they can just to get him out of the locker room, get him off the roster, be done with the entire situation. At the moment, I just don't think there's a trade out there that Philadelphia can make that would fit with the team and the goals that they're trying to pursue this year. What Philadelphia is looking for in trading James Harden is to get back a player that can fit the role that James Harden played. Somebody who could come in, be that immediate impact player, be that number 2 right beside Joel Embiid, something of what Harden was doing, because future draft picks that come into play 2-3 years from now do absolutely nothing for them trying to win a championship right now. And I think the fear in the Philadelphia organization is that if that's what they do end up getting back for Harden is just picks and some role players, might be a sign to Embiid that he can't win a championship here. Now, the problem as it stands for Philly, I don't think there's many teams shopping these type of players around right now. And number 2, even if there was a team that was shopping that type of player around that could come in and fit that role, does that team even want James Harden in return? But I think Philly waits it out. Even if Harden doesn't play a single minute for him, they'll tell him, sit yourself at home.
Watch your profanity.
We'll let you know when this trade happens. I think they'll probably wait until December, January, when those summer signings are now eligible to be traded. They'll probably keep an eye on certain teams. Jeremy Grant out in Portland, Pascal Siakam in Toronto, or maybe even the player I've got for my bold prediction number 2. Bold prediction number 2, DeMar DeRozan will not finish the season as a Chicago Bull. DeRozan's going into this year on an expiring contract, meaning he will be a free agent at the end of the year. The Bulls organization right now is just, I don't know what they're doing. They're stuck in this no man's land, that middle ground of the NBA. You're not good enough to compete with the top teams in the league, but you're not bad enough that you're getting the best draft picks. So I've talked about it in other videos, but I think Chicago's going to hit this crossroads this year. Do we continue with this group or do we just blow it up? Really, unless we get to January and February and the Chicago Bulls have a surprise season and maybe they're sitting at 3rd seed, 4th seed in the East, maybe you'll continue with the group and let the season ride out. But if we get to that midway point of the season and Chicago's sitting more in 8th, 9th, 10th place, really just fighting for a play-in spot, I think Chicago's going to look at the DeRozan situation and say, trade him now for something, or we wait until the end of the season and let him walk for nothing. So come February, when the trade deadline approaches, I would not at all be surprised to hear DeMar DeRozan's name being thrown around. Bold prediction number 3, Sacramento Kings will be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. Look, we all saw the success Sacramento had last year, getting the number 3 seed in a stacked Western Conference. This bold prediction for me was based off of that they are still a relatively young team compared to some of their other Western Conference rivals. I think their stars and starters will play more games in the regular season than some of the other Western Conference teams that will look more toward resting when they can. I think the focus for some of these other Western Conference teams, Lakers, Clippers, Golden State, the Nuggets, is going to be more about getting to the playoffs healthy and not necessarily about their seeding. Seeding will take care of itself. You're going to have a tough draw no matter what in the West. I think the thought process becomes our best chance of winning is by being healthy, not necessarily about seeding. I also think Sacramento wants to prove that last year wasn't just a fluke. They're building something that's here to stay. So I do think they'll play the regular season pretty hard just to prove to the league that they are a serious contender and last year wasn't just a one-year wonder. Bold prediction number 4. The Western Conference champions and the team that makes it out of the West to the NBA Finals will be the Los Angeles Clippers.
What it do, baby?
Which would suggest, at another bold prediction, we get a healthy Kawhi Leonard, a healthy Paul George, Clippers in the finals. And I didn't say they win it, but my bold prediction is saying the LA Clippers get there. For my last one, bold prediction number 5. This upcoming year will be LeBron James's last as a Los Angeles Laker.
I've been talking to people walking here. We've been talking about next year, and I'm sitting there saying, I'm not going to be here.
Look, LeBron James could retire today, stop playing, and he'd still be considered one of the top 2 players to ever touch a basketball. He's won just about everything you could win in the NBA. He's done just about anything you can do in basketball. The man's a living legend. We all know that. But the one thing he has not done in the NBA yet is be on the NBA court alongside his son. Bronny James is, of course, eligible for the 2024 NBA draft. Now, we don't know if he's going to get drafted or who he's going to get drafted to. Maybe the Lakers draft him or sign him and he doesn't have to actually leave the Lakers. But whoever that team is that signs Bronny James, it's most likely you will also get LeBron James coming along to play with his son. And I do think that 1 year playing with his son will be LeBron James' last in the NBA. I do think that's the one thing he's waiting to do. Then I wouldn't be surprised to see LeBron actually hang him up and enjoy the good life after basketball. Unless LeBron is waiting to play with Bryce in the NBA too. All right, so those were my 5 bold predictions for the NBA season. Let me know if you guys got any of your own. You can put them in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of them. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Till the next one. Peace.